welcome to Cambridgeshire Library's Top 10 Countdown. My name's Freya and today we're going to be counting down the top 10 non-fiction books that our readers have been borrowing the most so far in 2022. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Let's get started. At number 10 we have The Road to Little Dribbling, More Notes from a Small Island by Bill Bryson. In 1995, Bill Bryson went on a trip around Britain to celebrate the green and kindly island that had become his home. The hilarious book he wrote about that journey, Notes from a Small Island, became one of the most loved books of recent decades and was voted in a BBC poll as the book that best represents Britain. Now, Bill Bryson sets out on a brand new journey, on a route he dubs the Bryson Line, from Bognor Regis on the south coast to Cape Wrath on the northernmost tip of Scotland. Once again, he will guide us through all that's best and worst about Britain today, while doing that incredibly rare thing of making us laugh out loud in public. And at number 9 we have The Kindness Method, Changing Habits for Good by Shahroo Azadi. The Kindness Method is the key to breaking unwanted habits for good. By combining her own therapeutic style, personal experience and techniques learned from working in substance misuse, Shahroo Azadi shares simple steps that help strengthen your willpower like a muscle, so you can sustain motivation for the long haul. Shahroo shares her totally non-judgmental and flexible process for mapping and changing your habits, based on treating yourself with the compassion and understanding that would normally be reserved for others. It works for everything from procrastination to alcohol consumption and body positivity, because the plan is bespoke, mapped to you, for you, and driven by self-motivation. And in 8th place we have The Boy with the Top Knot by Sathnam Sangara. For Sathnam Sangara, growing up in Wolverhampton in the 80s was a confusing business. On the one hand, there were these heady days of George Michael mixtapes, Dallas on TV, and, if he was lucky, the occasional Bounty Bar. There was his family, whose strange and often difficult behaviour he took for granted until, at the age of 24, Sathnam made a discovery that changed everything he ever thought he knew about them. At number 7 we have Michelle Obama's memoir, Becoming. In her memoir, a work of deep reflection and mesmerising storytelling, Michelle Obama invites readers into her world, chronicling the experience that have shaped her from her childhood on the south side of Chicago to her years as an executive balancing the demands of motherhood and work to her time spent at the world's most famous address. With unerring honesty and lively wit, she describes her triumphs and her disappointments, both public and private, telling her full story as she's lived it in her own words and on her own terms. At number 6 we have The Salt Path by Raina Wynn. Just days after Raina learns that Moth, her husband of 32 years, is terminally ill, their home and livelihood is taken away. With nothing left and little time, they make the brave and impulsive decision to walk the 630 miles of the sea-swept southwest coast path from Somerset to Dorset via Devon and Cornwall. They have almost no money for food or shelter and must carry only the essentials for survival on their backs as they live wild in the ancient weathered landscape of the cliffs, sea and sky. Yet through every step, every encounter and every test along the way, their walk becomes a remarkable journey. The Salt Path is an honest and life-affirming true story of coming to terms with grief and the healing power of the natural world. Ultimately, it is a portrayal of home, how it can be lost, rebuilt and rediscovered in the most unexpected ways. And to kick off the top 5 we have another book by Raina Wynn. This time it's The Wild Silence. This time the narrative explores the difficulties surrounding the return to mainstream life after a period of homelessness. Recovering self-esteem and trust in herself and in others is harder than she expected. Raina and her husband Moth continue to face his debilitating illness until an incredible gesture by someone who read The Salt Path changes everything. At number 4 we have A Mindfulness Guide for the Frazzled by Ruby Wax. 500 years ago no one died of stress. We invented this concept and now we let it rule us. In A Mindfulness Guide for the Frazzled, Ruby Wax shows us how to defrazzle for good by making simple changes that give us the time to breathe, reflect and live in the moment. It's an easy to understand introduction to mindfulness weaved together with Ruby's trademark wit and humour. Let Ruby be your guide to a healthier, happier you. You've nothing to lose but your stress. And in 3rd place we have Matt Haig's Reasons to Stay Alive. What does it mean to feel truly alive? Aged 24, Matt Haig's world caved in. He could see no way to go on living. This is the true story of how he came through crisis, triumphed over an illness that almost destroyed him and learned to live again. A moving, funny and joyous exploration of how to live better, love better, and feel more alive. Reasons to Stay Alive is more than a memoir. It is a book about making the most of your time on Earth. At number 2, we have the official DVSA theory test for car drivers by the Driver and Vehicle Standards Agency. Prepare to pass your theory test with this number 1 best-selling theory test book. It's written in an easy-to-remember way which links the theory back to your practical driving experience to help you really understand. And the number 1 most borrowed non-fiction book so far in 2022 is This Is Going to Hurt: Secret Diaries of a Junior Doctor by Adam Kay. Welcome to 97-hour weeks. Welcome to life and death decisions. Welcome to the constant tsunami of bodily fluids. Welcome to earning less than the hospital parking meter. Wave goodbye to your friends and relationships. Welcome to the life of a junior doctor. Hilarious, horrifying and heartbreaking by turns, these diaries are everything you wanted to know and more than a few things you didn't about life on and off the hospital ward. And yes, it may leave a scar. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and check out our playlist of top 10 countdown videos for more. See you next time. Bye. Our catalogue is full of e-audiobooks, e-books, as well as physical copies in large print and spoken word. Browse our online catalogue through the Spiders mobile app and listen and read on your phone or tablet through BorrowBox or Libby. Links are in the description.